All right, the first one, it doesn't factor. And so all we need to do is find what's missing from each fraction. So in the denominator, we've got 3 over x plus 1 minus x over x minus 1. So note, this does not factor, this does not factor. So now this is actually easier than normal. Our LCD is everything that's missing, which is x plus 1, x minus 1. So we're going to have to multiply this fraction by x minus 1 to both the numerator and the denominator. And we'll have to multiply this fraction by x plus 1 to both the numerator and the denominator. And so that's going to be 3 and then x minus 1 over x plus 1, x minus 1, and then minus x times x plus 1 over x plus 1, x minus 1. Now our denominators, I never change those back. I just leave them how they are. But if you were to multiply these back, it's okay too. Don't forget, we have to simplify though our numerators because they may have like terms that we can reduce. So that'd be 3x minus 3 over, now at this point I just write my LCD. I'm not really interested in making sure that I write this over and over again. And then minus, distribute through, we get x squared plus x over the LCD. Now, whenever I have a negative here, I generally, actually, before I multiply, I actually would put that in front of my x and then multiply it through, but I'm going to go ahead and do it now. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply this negative through. So I'm going to get 3x minus 3, and then minus x squared, distribute through, minus x, all over the LCD. And then I can combine like terms, that's negative x squared. And then I have 3x and negative 1x, which would be positive 2x. And then minus 3 over, again, you can multiply this back out, it's x squared minus 1, or you can leave it as x plus 1, x minus 1. Either one. All right, let's try these B. We have 2 over x minus 3 over x squared minus 3x. And so this fraction denominator does not factor, but this one factors as x times x minus 3. So our LCD is x minus 3. So this fraction needs to be multiplied by x minus 3 to both the numerator and the denominator. So we'll distribute through. That gives me 2x minus 6 over the LCD minus, I'm going to go ahead and put the minus right there so I don't forget, so plus negative 3 over the LCD. And then I'll combine any like terms so I can write it as one fraction and combine like terms. That's 2x minus 9 over x minus 3. All right, let's do C. So C says 2 over x squared minus 4 plus x over x squared plus 4x and plus 4. All right, so we're going to factor and factor. So this is x plus 2, x minus 2, and this factors as x plus 2, x plus 2. So our LCD is, we're going to circle the common factors, which is x plus 2, and then we also need an x minus 2 and an x plus 2. So any missing factors need to be written. All right, that means that this fraction needs to be multiplied by the x plus 2 that it's missing, and this fraction needs to be multiplied by the x minus 2 that it is missing. So we're going to have, this one is going to be multiplied by x plus 2, to both the numerator and the denominator. And this fraction is going to be multiplied by the x minus 2 to both the numerator and the denominator. All right, so don't forget to distribute through. That's 2x plus 4 over our LCD plus x squared minus 2x over the LCD. All right, and then we can write this in one fraction. So we have 2x plus 4 plus x squared minus 2x over the LCD. And then we can combine like terms. There's nothing to combine with x squared. The 2x and the negative 2x cancel, and so we have x squared plus 4 over our LCD, which is x plus 2, x plus 2, x minus 2. I'm only going to do one more of these. I am going to strategically pick F. So I'm going to do F. F is 2 over x squared minus 9 plus, oh sorry, it's minus 3 over x squared. So to factor this one, we get x plus 3, x minus 3. When we factor this one, we get x times x. And so I noticed that what's our LCD is x times x plus 3 and x minus 3. You notice they have no common factors. That means I'll have to multiply this by x times x, or x squared, and to the numerator as well. And I'll have to multiply this one by x plus 3, x minus 3, to both the numerator and denominator. I'm going to go ahead and change this to a plus and put my minus sign right there so I don't forget. So in the numerator here I have 2x squared over the LCD plus, I'm going to multiply this back out. That was x squared minus 9, and I'm going to multiply that by negative 3. So I'll distribute the negative 3 through. So that's negative 3x squared plus 18 over the LCD. Now that we have the same denominator, we can combine our, write this in one fraction. So 2x squared minus 3x squared plus 18 all over the LCD. Combine like terms. That's negative x squared plus 18 over x squared, x plus 3, x minus 3. And that is it. All right, you should try to check your understanding. And if you're struggling, come and see me, because we're moving on to complex fractions. So simplifying complex fractions, and we have to identify any restrictions on x. All right, so here's our original expression, and then to simplify, we're going to have to get a common denominator here, which is what they're doing, and a common denominator here, which is what they're doing. And then they're going to go ahead and add or subtract the fractions in the numerator, and add or subtract the fractions in the denominator, and then combine like terms. And then they're going to write, remember that this is division, so they write it as multiplying by the reciprocal. And then they're going to factor and simplify. Okay. Now, they did identify their restrictions here. Remember, the restrictions come from, in your original problem, the denominators, and then in the flipped problem, the denominators. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this one off to the side. In fact, I'm going to pause the video here because we're getting at 9 minutes, and we'll do the next one on a separate video.